Welcome back to You Decide podcast, the podcast where you decide. Joined by the usual punters, also Azza, also Bo and Mina running the cameras. Still, Jeff is nowhere to be seen. I don't even know if he's a part of this podcast anymore. But today we're joined by a special guest. I'm going to hand over to also Bo to do the honors.
Whoa! Nah, jokes. A Samoan artist, singer, performer, and muso. Raised in Canons Creek. when I say A's up, P-Town, that's my guy right there. Porirua, Wellington. He's been around for a minute, actually. Dropping his unique covers and remakes of some of Samoa's most classic jams that your dad would jam in the garage. He has performed with some of the greats over the years. He's 1/3 and the bass player for Gaseki. And if you're like Jeff and you don't know who they are, then he's contributed to the revival of Samoan classics in diaspora. He's a staple for your church borsivas, your family fouls, your keunga falisa, your mafkang kinga iki, your car wash and barbecue fundraiser.
That was me last week.
But his biggest contribution is to everyone's drink ups. Always a vibe. That's when the drunk Fiasiva stage kicks in. You know who I'm talking about, boys. Welcome to also Wayne, aka none other than Wayno. On the beat one time. Yeah, let's go.
And also welcome, bro. What a bio, man.
You keep delivering, guys. Can I have that?
Man, also, how you been? And tell us what you've been up to lately.
No, I've been sicky. First of all, thank you for having me. Sorry, I actually do follow you. Straight up, it's like on TikTok too. I play along with your guys' games. What's it called? Like your Mount Rushmore games and that.
We got one for you today.
You got one coming up.
Yeah, sorry. I've been playing and I'm like, sorry. I'm like wasting you.
It's probably that guy next to you.
But haven't been up too much lately. I just been I'm on holiday now. Been a hectic year. But I'm just back in Wellington. I just got back today for I got shows tomorrow and on Saturday. So I came back up for that.
Nice.
But as of recent, I've just been chilling at home. But actually, I've been here at home doing our Christmas production. So straight into that. Straight back into that. But it's, good.
Yeah. Is that your production in at home?
Church.
Church, yeah. What church is this? Is it EFKS?
I go to EFKS Canons Creek.
That's it.
Have you been there your whole life? Or
grew up there.
So tell us about that. What was that like growing up in Canons Creek and like church? Tell us about family.
Growing up now and seeing everyone else, especially here in Oakland, I had a real similar upbringing. Similar to a lot of the EFKS churches. Grew up doing lokamiki. I started playing piano at like 10, I think. So then ever since then, I've been playing piano at every lokamiki since then.
So how old are you now? 35?
But I kind of, I think once I got to like 25, then I just made it a thingy. I always go back. I'm like gonna make sure I always go back and do lokamiki. So whenever there's like a gig around that time, man, honestly, I've got some big gigs around that time and just say no to go lokamiki.
That's me.
That's more than I can say about this guy.
And so what was like? You say it's similar to how things were for us in Auckland. Is there like I like we know there's a Samoan community down your ways, but what was it like? Back in that day, like as far as the wider Samoan community, do you guys do a lot of stuff together? Was there a lot of your family there, or are they here in Auckland?
I got heaps of family in Wellington and Auckland. it's heaps of the same as in Auckland. Like there's heaps of Samoans in Canons Creek specifically, Porirua. Yeah, like there's a lot of churches in our Pulenga as well for EFKS in Wellington, and there's heaps like big numbers and all of that. And growing up there, you know, I thought that that was it until I did make the move to Auckland, and I've been to Auckland quite a bit now. And then I seen, you know, it's pretty much the same, just Auckland in like bigger numbers, but it's similar in that fact. Like EFKS here is just the same as back home. Like all the values and all the boys and
Is that your first kind of encounter with music? Like in church?
Yeah. It was always in church. I had heaps of cousins who also played piano at church. So they older cousins, and I was just kind of like, and heaps of them were from my family, so I was just kind of the next generation. Once my dad told me, he kind of saw that I had a love for music at a young age. Then he just took me to piano lessons. And that was that.
Were you Alfei Pese? Like,
no, I'm still not Alfei Pese. So
that's a thing in some churches, like
especially if churches.
But especially in the bigger churches, like you never graduate to Alfei Pese. You're aukalavou and you're junior youth till like later on.
But like all my mates I grew up with, they're Alfei Pese.
Yeah, they go to their church.
But like I do the youth and the aukalavou stuff. So there's like whenever we do combines and for Pulenga stuff, I'm the one who plays the keys. So every other church thinks I'm the kapi yango at church, but I never play at church. Only if it's like lokameki. And that.
Because that's a different. Hey, you know, like choir, like Alfei Pese choir is different too. Like junior youth choir, like and the practices are different too.
Does that sort of keep you grounded, keep you humble, like
going back?
Going back, and obviously you're not sort of first choice kapianga for the big aukalavou, you know. Does that sort of keep you grounded and level headed?
It's just different. Like all the kapiangas for the Alfei Pese, there's heaps of them, like 5 of them, but they're all old, And it's just like the Alfei Pese is like their own thing. They're like their own cult. No, but it's different. So when I get there, I'm grateful because my faithful lets me do our aukalavou, and it just lets me do my thing there, and I just stay there.
Is that where the beats start though? And the Whaivangalia,
man.
Hard. Like getting the first Yamaha pianos. That's learning how to use that. Like all the beats on there. That's where it started.
So like you said that once your old man saw that you kind of had a passion for music, he put you into lessons, So were you like tell us about you as a kid though. Were you ulavale? Were you a good school kid? And
I was ulavale until like I think 5th form, 6th form. But I was ulavale. Never had a good report. Always scared for
same as
that's it.
It's always the distracting others.
Nah, I don't know.
No, but I think it was like 6th form. I don't know what happened, but I just turned it on and I was a good boy after that.
And so even at 6th form, are you thinking, I'm going to make music when I leave school? Like, is that, or you kind of thinking like, I'm going to go on to study this or maybe do apprenticeship? What was your...
I kind of found, it was during college that I kind of found that you could like do music for a living, you know? And there was a way to do it. I always wanted to do it. But then, you know, I was still thinking, you know, this is my side gig and, you know, you still got to get a job and all of that. But it was in college where I found that there were heaps of jobs in the music industry as well. And it was like doable way.
And you chose an interesting pathway too. Like, I feel like as a kid, you know, not a lot of kids are looking there going, you know what, I'm going to drop Samoan jams. Like, you know, everyone thinks you're going to be the next rapper. And you think you're going to be the next R&B singer or whatever. But, like, I remember, it must have been YouTube, Like, maybe 2015, 2016, maybe, around that time. And I think you were starting to drop some like
Nah,
more and more
so,
stuff,
like, he had
more a bit
stuff
more exposure.
2013. Hey, like you would have been still in high school.
Yeah, I was still in school.
Oh, you know what
It's like
got me
Totsia
out
was
to?
one of the early. I told you.
You know what it was when Moana dropped,
Yeah,
and then he
true,
dropped
true.
that cover. That's what I remember. That one, hearing that a lot everywhere.
Yeah, but that wasn't the original plan.
Yeah,
Like to do Samoan music.
yeah.
Like I always loved Samoan music, but you know, it was like when I heard of what Wally and J King they were doing, because I was listening to them, and like then I tried to do that kind of stuff. But I was growing up, I wanted to be like Fiji, like I wanted to be like a reggae artist. That was what I wanted to do. But it was just as it went on, and like as I kept going doing music, that the Samoan music just hit differently, and
it
was always
man.
different. So,
Hard.
and then there was like a demand for it after that. So, I kind of but it wasn't the plan.
Yeah.
But then I think that together with my upbringing,
It just went hand in
hard.
hand.
Like I used to hate this. I used to hate those songs. See? Like I didn't like that music because that was the music like my dad used to jam and all of that. But then growing up, man, now I love it. All
It's
tracks.
crazy, eh? Like,
Hard.
have you guys noticed that too?
Yeah.
The music that
Facts.
your dad or your uncles listen to, eh? Like that's what you like listening
Yeah.
to now, eh? I'm wondering, like, you just named some heavy hitters. Like, who were your other inspirations as a young muso, and who were you listening to?
Bro, because I was real young on LimeWire.
Yo,
I think I was in intermediate, and I came across I found Langa Savia first.
yeah,
So when I found his album on LimeWire, rest in peace, Langa. Bro, it was when I came across Langa, then I heard that music, the reggae stuff from Hawaii, and then after Langa was Kuini, Kuini Waitai. Then after Kuini, then I heard of Fiji. So he came later, but it was when I heard that music, then that was the music that got me in. That's like the first kind of music I was like, damn, that's it. That's the kind of music I like. And I was always different too to all my mates. Like everyone was listening to Chris Brown and hard.
And that's credit to you too. Like you haven't stayed in your lane, but you kind of picked your niche, and then you're like,
found your market, eh?
But then, if you in the greater scheme, like if you look at the bigger picture, it's the revival of the language. It's the revival of the culture too, in a way.
Yeah.
Like, and I remember because one of the boys from school, they're all musos. Like, so this like cat from Wellington. And I was like, how do you know them? And then like, he just put songs on YouTube. And I remember the early songs. It was like 2012 was Wally. It was like 2013.
Yeah, it was like 2013.
And he had like Tote come out earlier. And so we were jamming to it. But he didn't blow up till like Chris said, like 2015 and everyone knew. But that's the, like, I think if you look back now, like we needed the new movement because all those old jams would have slowly faded out. And like yourself, Chris Jess, Wally, Osborne for a little bit, like he came out with some covers, but so Maloa, bro. Yeah, but and then you played, or you jammed for Fiji. Yeah. Okay, and like you said, you kind of looked up. What was that like?
Yeah, that was me. That was another experience in itself. I think because Brownhill were doing like they used to hold these like local gigs, and they'll get like all the local singers and local artists, and they'll get just do like a holder gig, and then they'll just get singers to come up and they'll play for everyone. And they done that like for a year or for like 2 years, and then I came out the third year and I jumped on. And then the year after that, it was just me. And then so we were jamming, and I was jamming like because they were already playing for Fiji. And I was jamming with them, like Fiji stuff, because I knew it all. Like I was watching all his YouTube videos and all his live stuff, and then they took me with them to East Coast Vibes. East Coast Vibes was in Gisborne. And it was East Coast Vibes and then One Love straight after. And I just went with them for the trip. They just took me along just to experience it. And that's when I seen Fiji like finally play with the band. I was buzzing out, bro. Like, I've been singing with them for ages with Brownhill. But then when Fiji sang with them, I was like, sorry. I was just kicked back down. Sorry, it was different, eh?
Yeah.
And the year after that, actually, it was a couple of years. Just because he already had us, set BVs, like Lappy and that.
Yeah.
But I was always there, doing BVs for other people who Brownhill was playing for.
Yep.
Then I eventually got the collar.
Yeah.
And that was been. But during it, while you're on stage, you're not looking at Fiji anymore. Like, you're just trying to focus. But after that, you just try to take it all in. Sick.
Nice.
I think it's just one thing that you mentioned, Paul, and because I remember you come to our school, maybe last year or the year before, but you talked about the importance of language, like your heritage language. Was that like
What school's that?
at PAS with also
True.
Yeah. And you kind of shared a bit about that because we were must have been Samoan Language Week.
Yeah.
Was that something like that was present in the household, like where mum and dad like hard on you, like speak your language, culture, what's all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, that was my family.
Yeah.
Like growing up, it was always the Aisha Farifa Samoa.
Yeah.
And like Afa Samoa.
Yeah.
I would have Samoa.
Yeah.
That was my household. But it went out to like all my cousins too. So there was heaps of us who went through that.
Yeah.
And we were just going through that together. But now we're all fluent. Like most of us are all fluent. And like then you see other like mates and that who can't speak it, and they're like they wish they could. So then you think back to it and it's like you're grateful for that kind of upbringing. Hard. But that was church too.
Yeah.
Like,
Certainly.
Like I don't even know the Lord's Prayer in English.
So
it was for Manamwana, and we were all doing
the
Lord's Prayer, and I was like, I didn't even know. So like even in church, like Kaulokos is all in Samoan, like Suenga, Samoan.
Yeah.
So that's that part was because of that.
Yeah.
Did you dive in deeper to the real language stuff, like the
No.
full of meare and
Probably just like kaulea stuff, like full of
Did you get into it? Or?
Yeah, hard. I just get taught that from my dad, if not my dad, my uncle.
Man, that's so cool. Eh?
Can I ask about your parents also? Like,
Yo.
well, they were like, because we've talked to we had a chat to some of our other guests, and like we talk about our parents and the parenting styles.
Yeah.
And our parents can be our parents. They parented us that maybe like the only way they knew, the only way they knew how to.
Yeah.
Tell us about like in your household, who like was there someone who cracked the whip? Was the discipline?
Yeah.
Was there someone who was the good cop or like?
What I always say about my parents is like on interviews and stuff when people ask, because the like the career I chose, and it's always hard for people to understand that, especially our parents. But my parents were sicky from the get-go.
Aye.
I think it's because they saw me from a young age.
Yeah.
Like that's what I wanted to do. Like they just let me do my thingy.
Yeah.
Like they saw my passion in music, and they've just been supporting that ever since.
Yeah.
Like I give credit to them. That's like, I reckon if it wasn't for how they are and that way,
Yeah.
then I couldn't do half of the stuff I'm doing.
Yeah.
I got heaps of other, like, I call them parents too, because I grew up with them too, like my uncles and aunties.
Yeah.
I honestly couldn't say the same thing. Like, I don't know what the difference was with my parents, but like I got an uncle, and he's like real strict.
Yeah.
To where my dad is like a little bit chill.
Yeah.
And my dad loves music. I come from a real music family. My mum and my dad's family. And my dad loves music. So he's just been supporting me ever since with my career, and like, like not like a normal job and that. He just let me do my music.
Yeah.
And like to this day, because I'll gig and then I'll go home and like the whole week I'm doing nothing, like sleeping. And like he'll tell me to get up and all of that, but then he knows that I'm gonna go soon. Just he's like to this day he just still supports me.
Yeah. Wow, that's sick. Yeah. Was there ever any pressure to, like you said, find the normal job, like along
do
the
the
way?
typicals,
Yeah,
you know,
like think-
doctor, lawyer. That's what the parents
like
want.
a
Eh?
normal job.
Yeah. I mean, I've like growing up, like in
Yeah.
college and all of that, they were still like that, like go find a job and all of that. But I was like persevering in this. I really wanted them to get what I'm trying to do, because like what I'm doing now, you know, it was a vision from ages ago, you know, and like grateful for what I'm doing now. But I know that it was hard to tell everyone else about the vision, you know, because you know it's just like you want to believe someone that like someone who's saying that to me, like I'm gonna make music and I'm gonna make money. But yeah, my mom kind of listens to my dad. She just lets like if my dad's sicky with it, then my mom's sicky. And like so, I got my dad to be like, yo, if you want to do that,
Let's go.
yeah, if you want to do that, let's go.
Nah, that's cool, man.
Yeah, no, that's cool. And like, cause you see, like, it's a vision. It's something that you know, like we all have big dreams, but none of us at 15 were going. So like, I want to record music and go sing with Fiji.
Yo.
You know, like, and like, you had that confidence at a young age. Like, where does that come from? Like,
Bro, I don't know. But there was one time in it was Creek Fest, the Creek Fest that we had last week.
Yeah.
So it was 2013, I think. I could be wrong, but it was 2013 Creek Fest, and it was the 10th year anniversary of Creek Fest. So we had a mean lineup, like including Fiji. Fiji came to Creek Fest, and that was my first time seeing him live. And just, bro, that was the moment, bro. Like I was watching Fiji, like do his thing, and I was just like, bro, that's what I want to do. It was before music, it was just performing.
yeah.
Like he had the crowd, he's just on, and that's kind of like that was always the moment. I knew that's what I wanted to do. Like more than anything. Hard.
We kind of sort of brushed over a little bit, but like, when do you think that when do you think you sort of caught your first break? I mean, like you said, you've gigged with Fiji at this point, or you're doing BVs for BVs for Fiji. BVs for Fiji at this point, but where do you think you sort of like to say you sort of cracked it, like when your first,
you had your moment where you're like, oh, Fiji,
your first track that sort of blew up and everyone knew who Wayno was?
Bro, there's like different stints over there.
Yeah.
Because in 2013, I made a song called 2011, I made a song called Porirua. So and in Porirua, that song went off, and I was famous in Porirua, for that song. Like it still gets played now. I hate it, but they love it.
when you go down there, can you sing the song?
Shut up. And then like other people from Porirua see me and at other gigs in Australia, and they're like, sing Porirua. Nah. I'll probably try and make it again, but man, they still listen to their song. So like from then, I thought I cracked it that time. Came to Auckland, and Moana went off. Then that time I thought I cracked it that time. But then you just keep going, and I went to my first show in Australia. It popped off. It's like I thought I cracked it that time. So it just keeps growing. Different milestones. Like I went to Samoa this year. Motherland, you know, that's a cracked moment too.
You got the Motherland.
Motherland. That wasn't me.
You got the Motherland. Are you there? Nah, so like, I saw the live video of the crowd just going wild to the track.
Yo.
So like, what was that like?
Yeah, that was mean. So during the performance, it's like different. like I'm just trying to focus on the performance. Like the sound, their stage was massive so I couldn't really hear them. I always just asked to blast the music on stage. So I'm just trying to vibe by myself. But then you watch the videos later and you're like, yeah, that's bad.
So they're like the word for word saying the whole because they're classics, and they just sang the song, like bounced it.
Yeah, that was mean. But bro, they do that everywhere. Like in Australia, they do the same thing. Like Auckland, so Samoa was just like it just hit different because it was Samoa.
It's the Malaland.
Where is home in Samoa for you? Like, where's
I'm in my mum's village is Wayno in Savai. And my dad's village is Little Moenga, Salofaka. But when I'm in Samoa, but I haven't been to Savai in ages, but when I'm in Samoa, we're usually in Paluli.
Paloli's the home.
The home, yeah.
The Wailoa.
That's
Wailoa, the baddest. Have you been to the waterfall?
Yeah.
So that's a different, man.
Yeah.
So, oh, have you been? Nah, so like, actually,
survived since I was like 10.
they are actuals, but
Jeff, Savai is the other island. Savai is another island.
Oh, there he is. So like, the waterfall of the in Wailoa is so bad. Like, just nothing like it.
So like, because obviously, you made it big and you covered some all-time classics. Tell us about being like having the opportunity to write your own stuff and collab with artists in the last couple of years. You've released a few tracks. What's that been like? Because that must have been sicky, right?
Yeah. The collabs are different. That's like different brick in itself, because like my own brick, I'm just keeping like myself accountable to like other people trying to work together and all of that. But that's always what when I do like a collab, it's usually like there's ragga raps,
yeah.
They come in
because like features like Fiji's features.
Those are his.
So those are the ones I grew up listening to, and I'm like, bro, that's another thing I want to do. Like, that's
boom bang,
boom, all of that. Rastafari. Yeah, like those ones. That's what I've always wanted to do as well. So then to get the opportunity to do that on people's songs, now it's seki.
Which one's your favorite?
My favorite
rap. Feature
favorite
rap.
feature. Maybe
and when
favorite
you
feature.
come on and boom bang,
the boom,
the bag, the boom.
Oh, probably to my people.
Yeah.
I like that one. I done
Yeah, that's.
Oh yes. I remember that one.
How was it good then?
Nah, it was on the Samoa track. Sacked.
Wait. Which one was it again?
Huh? No, I do remember.
So he might not that one. Nah, that's not tomorrow.
No.
Yeah.
My guy.
Yes,
Called
my
my
guy.
guy.
That's my
Yeah.
That's the
I'm trying to figure out the rap.
He was like, watch it, it's the boy.
But see, like, and then that's the other thing. Like, people, like, don't understand. Or they probably do, but like, the thing about, because you make your own beats,
Yeah.
and the thing like your ability to, it's like to have your sound.
Yeah.
Across your tracks, like I didn't think people appreciate.
Yeah.
Like you can just listen to a song. Oh, that's
That's
Wayno.
Wayno.
You haven't started singing it, but you can. That's a Wayno track. Hey, like was that something you worked on hard out? Because I know like producers always they have their little taglines or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But it's almost like your whole track. Like you can feel that's a Wayno track.
No, like every song, I reckon I'm doing something different. But I guess it's just what I like. So that's. But yeah, you're right. It's like having the ability to do your own sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes a massive difference. Like Victor J Sefo.
Yes.
Like he's another one. That's. I reckon that it wouldn't be. Like I wouldn't be. No one would notice my songs as much if I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
But that was like back then. I thought that was like the way. Like I thought everyone was doing that. I thought everyone was making their own music because there were heaps of people that were like early, like J King and like Wally and that, and you'll know their songs too.
Yeah.
So then I thought that that's the only way to do it. So I learned how to make beats. I learned how to use those what's it called?
We're using different softwares.
Those softwares.
Yeah.
No, I started on GarageBand
GarageBand.
and then Logic, and I've been on Logic since. Yeah.
Before GarageBand, were you jamming the keyboard?
Yeah, it was
Classic,
the keyboard.
The keyboard,
Classic
yeah.
Yamaha. Or is it a PSR?
No, it's not even the
What did you-
PSR. It was the silver ones.
Oh, true.
Yeah. So I was jamming on this. Like you could record
The beats.
Yeah,
beat
you
on
could
it, yeah.
record like 4 or 5
Yeah,
tracks. on it.
hard.
Do you still use it for the white Sunday? They lie. They lie.
Nah, they got a PSR. And
Yeah.
then, Then you learn how to do this. But yeah, that's where it started. Like from there, like once you knew how to it's lucky I know how to play piano because now you can just do everything on the piano. Because it started from there, like making beats on the piano,
Yeah.
like learning how to drum on the piano, and then that just transferred over to once you knew how to use the software. Eh?
Yeah.
Oh,
And then, were you self-taught in using your software?
yeah, hard was
Bad.
hard. But heaps of mates helped me.
Yeah.
But most of it was self-taught.
Well, because Logic's like, sorry for you non.
Yo, is that Pro Tools or
Pro Tools? Yeah, like Pro
Tools or
Tools.
Logic?
No, like, but because it's not as
Get out of
intuitive
here,
as
bro.
you think it is. Like, it's not like you click into it and there's a menu like click here, and you know what I mean. Like,
Oh, that
it's
was-
actually quite a huge thing that you got to figure out, and to be able to do that on your own, it's like it's pretty huge, man.
I just want to ask, like, what's the waterfall sound that you use in front of all the tracks?
No,
Oh,
it's
the-
like
Is that your like?
Yeah, it's
is that
from-
your? Is
it's
that what
from
you put
Logic.
on every song? Then?
Nah, so even that, bro, because I used
Or
to
is
use
that
heaps of
just?
sounds. I used to use heaps of sounds.
Yeah.
Like I didn't, but that was my favorite sound.
Yeah.
But then people hit me up about it, and they were like, "Solid,
That's your.
that's solid. Is that your signature sound?" I'm like, "Yeah, I guess it is."
Now it is. Did you notice?
Yeah, hard. Yeah,
It's a trademark that.
yeah.
Straight
People
up.
were saying, "Yeah, solid. That's your trademark." He was like, "Yep."
I haven't cleared it, but yeah.
Hard. But that's it was from the old Logic too.
Yeah.
Hard.
But that's what we mean. Like, you know, the thing where you hear the track and you know it's a certain artist. Like, that's a special thing, especially if that artist is the one doing it.
Yeah.
So, you know, like, because singers and like these singers will have a lot of people on beats,
Yeah.
producers, and
Yeah.
working on this stuff for them, which is pretty sick. Can you tell us about your favorite live gig and why? Like, what was the one that hit like?
Live gig. But it's all kind of the same. Like every gig just gets better and better.
Yeah.
Like I'll have a favorite gig, and then Malaland comes along, and that's my favorite. And then, but like even doing Mana Moana, like bro, that was
Yeah.
that
Is
hit
it bad?
different, eh? Bro. That's like my highlight, and I've done heaps of gigs.
Yeah.
Really?
But that's like my highlight, bro.
Is it the
'Cause
symphony orchestra or?
I
the
think
vibe
it's just
from
the
the
whole
crowd?
whole vibe of everything,
Mm.
and like my family came,
Yeah.
my parents came from Wellington. It's just different because I do my stuff. I've been doing it for like a while now, and it's all similar. So this was way different.
Yeah.
Like I was gunging all week, like just
Yeah.
prepping for it.
How did you get involved with One? Do you know the?
Oh yeah, I know the choir director.
Helen.
Yeah, I know Helen.
It's getting like Helen. No, I didn't.
I was
But what? No, yeah. So like, what was the
That
like?
atmosphere was
Nah,
Nah,
but
let
like,
me ask it,
how
'cause
did
I was
you-
the one who was there.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we were.
Yeah, I was.
When?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ali.
I was actually I was actually at the.
Oh yeah, that was us.
Yeah. Yes, a real fan here. But now, what was it like for you? Like, obviously, what was the process? Like, you guys obviously sang a few Samoan songs, Tongan
Yeah,
songs,
yeah.
Fijian, and Tokelauan. How did you get to sing the Tokelauan song? Did you get the permission for the Samoan song?
No, I don't know, because we did it last year.
Yeah.
We did it last year in Wellington, and she's just giving out the solos, and then I got that song. I don't know. There was no solo for a Samoan song at that time.
yeah.
That we learnt 3 new songs, and then there was part of the Samoan song was part of it. But,
Why was there no Te Reo or Māori song? Well, we're not mana We're not
It's not
mana
Manawhenua.
that was one. That's the one.
Wait, you know what though? There's heaps of Tokalons down your like in
Yeah,
PPLA.
yeah, heaps.
There's heaps of them.
They're all in Porirua too.
Yeah.
Hard. Like but that was another thing. Growing up in Porirua, it's like straight Samoan tokelau.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And like I didn't know that there were heaps of kongas like in Auckland.
Yeah.
So I used to come to Auckland and see all the kongas, and I just thought they were Samoan too.
Yeah.
Like that was way different for me.
True.
Yeah, when I was younger. And then growing up, it was all the kongas in the room. But yeah, and there was no koilaus here.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, oh, true, so they're all in Porirua. Yeah.
Are you what's your Tuvalu connection? Tuvalu eh? Nah, I just remember you released that the Tuvalu mashup.
Oh, I don't know.
It was just
tracks.
They had some tracks though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hard.
I gotta come back to the Manawhenua. The last song you guys sang, Samoa.
Yeah.
How does it go?
Because there must have been a vibe.
Yeah,
Because it was a
that's
vibe for us in the crowd, like watching all our people, even some of the tone community I saw, or everyone who was there were up,
Yeah.
civiling, and what was it like from your perspective on the stage, like seeing that, and I bet you guys all wanted to dance as well.
But the funny thing is, when they told us that they were doing, like, because we were getting 3 songs added on, and they were saying, yeah, and got a new Samoan song. And the funny thing was when they said Tama Samoa, we were like, out of all songs, we're like Tama Samoa. But then, and then that night happened. We were like, yeah, bad.
That's why I'm the director. That was a vibe, man.
Nah, it was mean to it. Like, you kind of have an expectation of how it's gonna go.
It's a big box.
Expectation of like, you know, it's gonna pop off, eh? Like, especially when we came out and you saw the crowd, it was heaps, and then like you're like, oh, it's gonna be mean, but you never expect something like that, eh? Like, when it happens, eh, you're just still in awe, and still buzzing. But yeah,
People were
Speeded.
people were really mafana. Rightly so, eh?
Bro.
Yeah, rightly, especially with the orchestra. Eh?
yeah.
Like when we have the orchestra jamming to our songs, like
How come you didn't go?
nah, look, I was busy. Yeah. Anyways, moving on.
I remember you telling me that the whole preparation for that gig, and for you guys was 6 months. Like was almost half a year, or pretty much half a year. That's a big commitment. It was a hard
So
time.
it wasn't for me. So I was never there. Nah, so I was studying. I was like, yeah, nah, we didn't.
We've been a story, man. It's only 6 months.
Nah, so they did.
last 6
Yeah, they prepped for 6 months. It was like I practice every week, and then I think 2 months in, or two practices.
Oh, you got the superstar treatment. You just come straight.
Nah, but yeah, because I know Helen.
but what about because there's because the choir came from Welly, but there's a Auckland.
Yeah,
choir
so
too.
there was 50 from Wellington, and 30 from Auckland.
Oh, I gotta ask this too. Like, obviously you guys are growing by the years or whatever it is. That, how does one join? How does one audition to be a part of your? I know a few people are asking that question outside of the gig. I could hear people talking. How does one get to become a part of Manawhenua with people at home?
You're asking the guy who joined in like
Well, obviously he's got connections.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know.
Release music.
She asked you. She said Helen will approach you. I don't know how they did Auckland, but for everyone in Wellington, they were all approached.
Yeah. So no audition.
I think if you want to ask, then probably an audition. But she like asked like singers.
Say you're gonna audition now. Can you give us something that you're
Dreaming. Because I know, you're right. Because I know what one of the other guys is in the that was in the Auckland group.
Yeah,
but it was just like,
who's that?
if you know, Maki.
Oh,
Tongan. He's a Tongan guy.
Yeah.
There was a group of Tongans.
Yeah.
But yeah, carry on with the choir. I think this question ties in nicely to mana moana and the choir aspect. I'm thinking like, so we know, and we've talked about this before. You know the line of that we as Samoans in church walk. You know, as far as playing at church on a Sunday, but also gigging throughout the week.
Yeah.
And also Ross kind of spoke on this too.
Yeah.
I wanted to get your take on it and how you kind of navigated that area. You know, especially being a artist who's released music and all that.
Bro, to be honest, like that wasn't really a thing at our church. I don't know if it's like or EFKS, but like I kind of heard that later from my friends and that like they weren't able to make gigs because of church. And then, you know, I heard that, you know, I'm not allowed. But like with my churches, I don't know if it's my church, but then, you know, it's my family as well. Like they're just like, you know, whaonga ka ringi. You know, as long as you know, you're still, just don't forget, you know, where your ka ringi came from, eh? I think that was always our buzz. Like there was never a barrier, like what Russ spoke about. Like it wasn't the same for, like for me. I don't want to speak for anyone else, but I was always told like, so because now I'll go and do gigs and then I'll go back to church. And they're like, oh, I seen your gig. You know, they're happy about it. They're like, well done, off. Like, I was gonna say something. You know, they're like happy that I'm doing this. So I couldn't relate to what Russ was talking about. That was kind of my buzz. They're just like, yeah,
always
man,
supported
do you.
you, eh?
Like, they're just supporting me.
That's
But
sicky.
but then you know try and hide your post of drinking.
Malale.
This was that party.
But it wasn't like Ross. It was like they were letting me go. Like do your thing.
And that's important too, eh? Like that we hear that side of it.
Hard.
Like because you know we always hear that the other side. It's like, you know, you're not allowed to if you're a musician. So that's cool to hear that.
Your voice found time to make church songs. The fish is like what's like what brings you to
One for
making
free.
those? One for free. Jam.
That's the same. That's kind of my buzz of giving back to church. So that's that's kind of been my way to do that side, cater to that side, to busy locals but bro, because I like all those songs that I made, man. I love all of those songs.
What's your top three?
Top
For
three.
the Kuspesi. Any.
Man, this is tough. Okay, take my time, me.
Top five.
Take your time. We'll get
Top
back.
three.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, all of.
Or any, whatever, Or like your, these are the jams.
Think about it.
Or like the
Think
memories,
about it.
Like, silly, you know, the songs that are forced on you.
First day. I'm releasing one next year that I worked on. It's that but the songs that hit is the ones, you know, during Whamangunga. Because do you do the same, like it's just you just singing during the Whamangunga?
Oh no, this guy doesn't go church.
He's
That guy.
It's cap, guys. It's cap.
So like the Whamangunga, and you know, when our church will sing a cappella. So those are the ones that hit. So I'm doing another. What one am I doing? What is that the one?
No, you've already done that one.
I've already done that, right?
Yeah.
See?
Whamangunga. Which one's that?
It's Let's talk about
Let's also fire.
35.
35.
That's a jam.
That's one of my favorites.
Nice.
Airdrop my kamanga.
Hard.
And then what are the other ones?
Bro, that's hard. That's a good one, dude. That's tough.
Well, we can come back to it.
We'll come back to it.
Come
We'll
back
chuck
to
it in
Yo.
one of our Mount Rushmores.
Good question.
I want to ask this. Sorry. Obviously, you've covered that you've covered like some of the classics, and for me, I think you and along with some of the other the boys like J Sefo, like we said, J King, kind of like I don't know, brought a love back to our culture. I mean, like we grew up on.
Did you hate it?
No. we grew up on the classics, right? And you know, you jam the classics for so long, you kind of want something refreshed and new. And I feel like these guys brought it, and we caught that wave of these young kids, you know, finding their love for their culture. I know a lot of these Afakasi kids are now sort of almost proud, you know, to represent Samoa,
especially when they're drunk.
Yes, especially when they're drunk. But I want to ask you, you know, every year you sort of brought the 2K20, the 2K20, 2K series, 2K series, and the 2K22 series was my track was probably my favorite that you've done so far. You brought it out last year, and it was a year where we had huge success for Samoa in the Rugby League World Cup. Can you talk to us about obviously that wave around October, September, sort of November-ish of you know, in garages and car parks under the mall, it's singing in stages and parades.
I kid you not. Whoa! Like
and you were hearing your tracks and all these Samoan tracks, and hearing, like, obviously hearing your own everywhere that you went. How did it feel for you? Like, you know, obviously, you know, Samoa made the grand final, and you got to do all this and hear your songs everywhere that you went. How, you know, what was that feeling like for you?
Yeah, that was mean. I actually didn't, you know, there was, I mean, I'll hear my songs all the time, like here and there at, like drink ups and all of that. But the to Samoa, that time, the parade and all of that. But I was kind of just thinking, you know, like, man, this was not made for me, but, you know, this is like my time, I'm like, man, this is to Samoa's on top right now. Everyone's just playing my music, and I was just like, that was kind of my mindset. I was like, man, this is my time. So I was just trying to do every parade, and you know, there was a high demand for it too. But yeah, no, I was just buzzados every time. It's hard sometimes because then, you know, you hear it all the time, and especially when you're just trying to chill at a parade and they're playing it, and then someone will be like, oh, sing it live, shush. It's but no, it's always buzzy. I just buzz out. I reckon it's more buzzier for my family. I reckon my dad's those hard headed, like he won't tell me. He's proud. He just stays quiet. When he's quiet, he's happy. But when he's like, then, but you know, every now and then he's just pointers and here and there. But I reckon it's more buzzy for my family, like, because they seen me start from the bottom, and like they saw me when I was like younger, and like they were looking at me and they're like, you know, this guy's reaching. At that time, like, bro, this guy's reaching, and then for them to see me now, I reckon it's more buzzy for them. Like for me, it's like yotseki. But I know that my family buzz out.
What's the creative process behind the Sivas? So, like, as I was saying, you know, you drop my favorite's 2020. That's my jam. What's the process by, like, how do you choose? Like, which process you gotta, and the whole feel for it, or is it kind of like whatever you're feeling at that time, or is it something that you've like, nah, I know I'm gonna do this song.
So I'd hear like a Siva Samoa song, and it's there's nostalgic ones, but it's like, at the same time, it's like one that you haven't heard in ages, and one that you haven't heard anyone cover or anything. So I'll just fat mo it. Just put it on my phone. By the time I get to do like the mix, I'll have these songs. But it always changes, like it's not always set in stone here. Like it always changes depending on what I'm doing, or like whatever vibe I catch on doing the song. I'll always like change it here and there, and then I always ask for requests. and people send in songs. Sometimes people send in song and I'm like, nah, that's the song. But mainly it's just when I hear a song, I always just note it down. And then when it comes to time to do it, it's there.
Is there like a process that you follow in? Because you, I imagine you're making these yourself, eh? Is there a process that you follow as far as like, okay, I do drums first, I do this.
It's always drums first.
Yeah.
So, the idea first. Even if it's just like a instrumental idea. If I have an instrumental idea, I'll hum it on my phone, just record it.
So we always ask people, what's the pre-game ritual like, you know, and what's the thing that you do before the game, right? That's what we ask the athletes. So for the musos, it's like before the big performance, what's the pre-game or pre-performance ritual? Is there anything that like you always do religiously before every performance?
Always like a kakalo before every performance. But even when I'm wasted, like always just get it. Always just. But when I started, I always used to like drink it just to get rid of the nerves. But I've like slowly learned to like I just go to gigs now and I won't even drink. But that was it before, just to get rid of the nerves. But now it's just like it's not really any set ritual that I do. Like we always with Brownhill, we always do a local before we jump on. Just a debrief. And then with Kaseki now, because I've learned so much from Brownhill and the leadership under Matt. Matt, he's the leader of Brownhill, and I've learned so much from him that I try and take into Kaseki. And it's just the same thing, like just a local, and then just hype the boys up. Just kind of like we're going off for a game too.
And what was the heart behind Kaseki? Like, what was it? You guys were just jamming on something? We should do a band, eh? Or like, tell us how that all came about, because you had already released music.
So Favor Brown is the guitarist. He came from Samoa like 2016, and I met him in Porirua because he stays in Porirua. Nathan Lupa is EFKS Porirua. So then I grew up with that guy. We weren't really that tight too, but you know, I knew of him, he knew of me. But it was during level 2 COVID. I got asked to do acoustic gig. At Te Papa. I got asked to do a acoustic gig, and I'm like, I've never done an acoustic gig. So I asked Favor to come help me, and just while me and Favor were like jamming, I knew of Nathan, like he knows how to jam and that, but he's never sung ever. So he'll just like go live and just sing and just jam when he's drinking. And then I just thought to call him, and he was free. He came over, so we just had a jam that night at my house. And it just clicked. It was sicky. It was meant to just be them to play for me, and then I sing. But we had a 3-string bass. So, and then I plugged it in. I knew how to play a little bit. And bro, we just went from there. We went and done the gig, and like I asked him if they were actually keen, like just to keep it going. But then gigs just kept coming. It was just like birthdays, weddings. That I was getting invited to, like for me to play, and then I would approach them with Kaseki as well.
Mean.
And bro, we just been jamming since then. It was buzzy, but it is like, if I think of it now, it is a like a once in a lifetime group of boys to have. Like Nathan is so talented. He's like the #1 MC in Wellington. He's fluent Samoan, fluent Koilau. And then knows how to play guitar, and he can sing. And then Favor, it's like all rounder, bro. He plays everything. Plays drums, keys.
His guitar plays.
Like, and then we all have the same buzz of, we all know all this old school music. So then we're just all like, do you know this song? Then we just jam. and it's just buzzy. I've always wanted to do something like that too,
Yeah.
but you know, I didn't see it coming, and that was just the opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just flicked our way through it.
Hey, not fluked. Just
Bro, that's
yeah.
talent, man.
Yeah,
and
it
like
is.
for that to all align.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, oh, I know so and so, and you know,
Yeah.
like that's not a mistake, bro. That's pretty sick.
Yeah. And there'll be people that are connected like that too, but would never reach out.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
like or be like, wouldn't even entertain the idea.
Yeah.
I would be like, that'd be mean to get them together, but
Yeah.
wouldn't even ask.
Yeah, so
But-
a couple of years later now, like Nathan's singing in like 2 bands now.
Yeah.
Like, he never used to sing,
Yeah.
like he'd just sing at home.
Yeah.
Do you
And
feel
now
like the
he's-
man?
Yeah, I just have to remind him now and then.
Remember he got it.
Hey, hey.
That's sicky.
Yo. And then he got a solo at Manamoana. Say, hey.
Oh, which one was he?
The big dude, the Moya.
Oh yeah. Oh, so he's bad. Yeah.
So, yeah, he actually is on. I want to ask you about the what's the worst game this year? But my guy sang the national anthem, so
Oh yeah.
hey, like, man, you know what? But hey, I know that for singers and especially singers, like one of the pinnacle of your singing career is to
Yo,
sing a national anthem, eh? And how's that for you?
it was mean. Once that game came out, like it got announced, so I hit up Tana straight away,
Yeah,
Pacific Cast, and I just hit them straight away, and I was like, what do I have to do?
yeah,
Please.
yeah,
Like, it's in Auckland, and then they just sorted it out and then got back to me, and so like, once I found out, right, Kangi, he called me,
yeah.
and he called me and he said, so like, that's us. Oh no, he called me and he goes, so like, I got bad news, and I was like, yeah, all good. So I think I started Kangi from them, but then he told me, nah, so like, that's us also, and yeah, then I cried for real. But the actual game, so like, it's the most nervous I've been.
Yeah.
Like, I was so nervous. There's even that's different as to what I'm used to.
Yeah.
But I was like, even up to when I started singing, standing on the field, sort of nervous. We went for like sound check the day before,
Yeah.
and we walked into Eden Park, and when I saw it was when I saw the seats, I was like, oh, Sunday. Because bro, I'm hardly ever nervous. Like I love what I do. I'm
Just back
here
yourself,
for it.
yeah.
But man, when I walked into that stadium, so and my sound check was like average.
Yeah.
So then it made me even more nervous the next day. But once I started singing, then I was sicky.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the most nervous I've ever been. So yeah,
What was the old man thing?
quiet.
Quiet.
What about mum and the family?
Yeah, there's
That-
my mum doesn't really watch sports, so, but like she knew it was Samoan, it was on TV.
yeah.
But yeah, whole family was stoked.
So, yeah.
I remember we caught up. I think a week before you done that. I met you at a barbershop out in Avondale. The one.
Yes. Or was that the day of?
Yeah. Oh no, sorry. That was like a Friday.
week
The next
before.
day.
Oh,
It was the next day. Yeah, it was the next day.
Yeah.
And I remember you saying you were gonna do the anthem, and I asked you if you were gonna sing it straight or you were gonna try and finish going. We didn't actually catch the anthem because we were all wasted and got into the stadium late. Did you finish straight or did you get high?
I went high.
Did you get high?
Oh.
Wait, did I?
Lo palele.
Yes, I did. I went
Oh,
high.
the man.
So it's because my dad's always here.
Yeah.
My dad, because I found out about it and then went home, and I was just talking to my dad, and he was like, "Low pa," like quiet, just quietly to me, he was like, "Low pa le le." Going ocean for a bit. Classic. But I still didn't know if I was gonna do it.
Yeah.
And I didn't even practice it or anything.
On the day,
On
on the
the day,
moment,
just-
one
So
day.
it's just like,
Take over.
what's that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we saw the score and take over.
Yeah.
Well, what's the man? Because like you've done a range of like different gigs, and you know you've been producing your music, collab with different artists, and been doing it. You've been working in the industry now. What's what's the hardest thing about being a muso, or the hardest thing about the lifestyle that you have to live?
I think the hardest, probably two things. One of the hardest things is still trying to, because I said that my mum and dad get it, but there's still times where like they'll look at me iffy, or my family look at me iffy, like what am I actually doing? Like just a little bit judgmental, but
Yeah.
just it's natural, like
Yeah.
just because I'm doing something different.
Yeah.
And because I go off and do all these gigs, I get home and I'm like drained. I'm mentally, physically drained, and all I do is just catch up on sleep. And some of those times is like I just look lazy.
Yeah.
Like I just look like I'm not doing anything, because I get home from the weekend and my parents and my sister are still getting up in the morning, go to work, come back in the morning, go to work, come, and I'm just like in my room.
Yeah.
They'll come back, I'm still watching TV in my room. So, and then, but you start to question yourself, like, what can I do more?
Yeah.
But there's actually nothing I need to do.
Yeah.
But then that just plays on your mind when you're just sitting at home with all that, nothing to do. And the other thing was just being consistent, the actual work.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot to being an artist. It's not just like make a song. It's like, will this song work? And then when you upload it and it flops, like then, and you thought it was gonna be meanie, then it's all that stuff too. What was the other thing? There was one more thing, but I forgot. But that's the main two.
Your top two.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think like the other thing, like listening to what you're saying, also is the way in which we, like, it's almost ingrained, especially in our parents' minds, like what hard work is.
Yep.
And to them it's like always moving, going, like, you don't stop. Almost like you got a supervisor watching you even when you're at home, like when you're sitting around, like our parents were like, stop sitting around all the time, stop lying on your bed.
But they're sitting watching TV.
Are you talking about your dad? Because he's retired, Aaron. He worked hard his whole life. What more do you want?
I'm gonna get roasted.
What more do you bloody want from him, bro?
Nah, but that's actual facts. Like, if you're not moving, then you're not lazy. You're not doing anything. And for muso, especially ones who perform all the time and who gig, that's their bread and butter. Like that's how they make a living. You could see how on the off days people are. But then think about the weekends. You'll probably have a gig Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then maybe even Sunday if you have something corporate. And like it's a full on weekend and you don't get a rest. And sometimes you're on the road for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So I think it's a high time that everyone just shush.
It's that because you come back from the gig and you're tired, but then you try and just keep sleeping because you know what's coming next. And you're just trying to prepare yourself for the next weekend. And it's hard to explain that to your family. They're like, get up and
and all the beautiful words that follow.
Well, speaking of preparations, like what's coming up for you? What's on the cards for, like, we're heading into summer now, so
is there 2K23 coming up?
surely it's almost there.
be.
Also, what?
so I do it every 2 years.
Oh, every 2 years.
Yeah. So it's every 2 years.
2K20.
Yeah.
Oh, and 2K18.
Yeah. So I do it every 2 years. But this year I was focusing on. I was just trying to do as many gigs as I can. To showcase all the music that I did. And I was just focusing on like just trying to gig as much as I can. And next year is when I'm back in the studio and just trying to do new music. There's not I'm done for the year. I'm just back home doing stuff for church.
Yep.
But yeah, as soon as January starts, just prep for One Love and jamming. And then after that, it's taking a break from gigs and just straight in the studio because I'm working on hopefully doing an album.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be my debut album.
Yeah.
And I'm doing 2. So one's just all the Samoan songs.
Yep.
And then one I got all originals.
Nice. That's
Any planned features on there? Or?
So the Samoan ones, I've locked in some.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to do, because I got heaps of mates who do music as well, and they've been like collabing with this artist and this artist. I always just try and think of like something different. So I thought of, and I ran the idea by another dude that's helping me, and he was talking about and we've been talking about doing the same kind of buzz, the covers, but with the actual artists. So I've locked in Angi Seko, so doing
OG,
Misiruki, and then hopefully Kaseki and Tiamata collab.
Oh, man.
So we just Kaseki doing an album too.
Yeah. If you want 5-star,
5-star.
over here.
That's it.
That's it. But when can we look forward to that? Also, like
I don't have a
date on it,
a date yet or a set time.
Well, you were working on it.
It will
this
be
year.
next year.
Yeah.
It will be next year.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Also, I'll ask you about a song that was leaked. The Tinga demo that was leaked.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've been around to finishing it.
Yeah, that'll come next year too. So I got heaps of like little leaks here and there.
You got like
because I remember
a few tracks.
Jerry like went to town with this one.
Yeah.
This leak online.
Yeah.
I saw it too. He was quite like he was pissed off
Yeah.
that it was leaked.
Yeah.
I don't think you were really vocal as he was, but so honestly, it's a banger though.
Yo.
And the leak did get to me, but
I
I probably have it on my phone, but I've never shared it online or anything. Okay, so
Do you have some music like that's just sitting in the vault, just waiting?
Yeah.
to
I got a few of like that's why like I'm gonna start next year, but most of it is like stuff that I just need to finish.
yeah.
So that's why I'm like saying I'll start next year, but I'll finish next year too.
Yeah.
Nice.
But because it's stayed in a vault for a reason.
I don't know.
What else is in the vault?
Receipts. But how does it feel as an artist though to have that like something you're working on and then like someone just leaks it before you can even
Oh yeah,
just
it is stink. But man, it is what it is.
Out of your control.
Just move on. Yeah. If they leak that song, make a new one.
Yeah. Speaking of next year, One Love, you're doing. So you've performed at One Love before, but this time you've got your own set. You're performing on your own stage, your own set. What's that gonna be like for you? Obviously, it's different from BVs. You're running your own stuff now. Like how?
But I just reckon it's crazy that we get to, like, I get to do my Samoan set at One Love League, like somewhere like One Love.
That's a win for us.
Bro, that's buzzing.
Yeah.
Like even when I was at Promised Land, like I was just buzzing out. Like
It's like
I was asking, like, what am I doing? Like I got here with my Samoan music, so I'm just gonna give them Samoan set. Bro, it went off.
Yeah.
And that's. I just reckon that's buzzy because like a couple of years ago you wouldn't think of that,
Yeah.
And just getting to do One Love and just turn another parade at One Love. Yeah, I just reckon it's crazy that I've actually got this opportunity to play at somewhere like One Love.
Yeah, and I
just
know.
see it.
Yeah, sorry, and I know your stuff, the Samoan stuff, was gonna go off at One Love. Yeah, we're just angry that we're not going this year.
But you also got a full-on weekend too, eh? You're the BVs for Fiji.
Yeah, I got, still confirming some of them, but it's Fiji, Spawn Breezy, Maoli, Josh the Toffee, and Latasha Lee.
What a lineup.
Yeah.
Natasha Lee.
Natasha Lee.
Gangster.
Yeah, we've done BVs for her before.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she got the call back, so we're back on with Latasha Lee.
That's on, man.
Yeah.
Well, tell us, because you just named again some heavy hitters.
Yeah.
We got a bit of a start bench cut, eh? Got a man okay phone because my one's
It's Mount Rushmore.
Mount Rushmore.
Oh, I'm gonna start quick. What's your Mount Rushmore of Samoan bands and artists like, in general?
Ooh,
Top 4.
badass. Yeah, so Eva. Yeah, Kero's always been Vanya,
Vanya. Yeah.
Angi Seko, Misiluki.
Yeah. The heavy hitters.
Mount Rushmore.
Okay, start. So start bench cut. Okay, I'll just give you a bunch of options and you choose your preference. Fiji, Spawn Breezy, J Bug.
Who would you start? Who would you bench? And then who would you cut?
Starfeed and bench Spawn Breezy. Yeah. Just because I don't really listen to J. I mean, I do,
Yeah.
but compared to them two,
Yeah, there.
yeah.
And then cut J Bug. Next one. This will be quite controversial. Tomorrow People, Brownhill, or what's the last option?
It's got to be Kaseki. Because then it's right in her. There's all
Kaseki.
Ooh.
start, bench, and cut. 'Cause we know who
Cut
to
to more
do.
people.
Yeah.
It's tough. I'll start Kaseki, just because I'm more part of Kaseki
Yeah.
than I am a Brandhill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Brownhill would have been mad at that too.
Yep, they're gonna be mad. Let's get.
Yeah.
My guy.
That's,
Also, like, listening to, everything you've been saying and our chat tonight. One thing that I really love in the work that you do is, like, aside from the bangers that you've been producing, is like how you champion your language. And I think that's a really important message for us, especially living in the New Zealand we live in, and to just like Paul was saying, hearing those songs, especially in today's context, that in a context that our kids understand, like the way that you make the music
and feel,
like our kids can vibe to it. But more importantly, they're engaging with their language, and like we know, like language is the gateway to culture. So like everything you're doing, aside from the vibes that you bring, bro. I think that's really, really important in the work that you're doing, and we have to acknowledge that, and acknowledge you coming on here and sharing with the brothers, having a laugh. We appreciate. We know you're busy and that you got better things to do than sit around with these jokers and have a chat. But also we're really grateful that you're able to come on here, and we know that. Like, our thing is, if it's corny, but if it's one person that like has a listen to this, can relate to something and take that away with, and apply it to their own life, then like we're sicky with that, and we're just grateful that you're able to come on, share your perspective, your experience, and your outlook on things, and your story, bro. And like, because I obviously didn't know much about you personally, but your story rings true with like everyone here, at least except for Jeff. But it rings true for all of us. And so it's cool to get to know Wayno on this level. So yeah, we just wish you the best. And again, the things that you have to share with us, they're yours. And we don't have any right to that. So thank you for your willingness to share that with us also. We usually leave the last words to the guest, boys.
Yep.
The last words, no pressure or anything, but kind of like what is your...
If you could just
the
young musos or whatever.
Or even just a young
anyone.
person out there. You're someone who had a vision as a young person. You've pursued it, and you're doing it right now. So what would you have to say to a young winner or someone out there?
Bro, you know, it's all the cliches, man.
Yeah.
But just dream biggie.
Yeah.
Man, dream big. I know so many go-getters, you know, I've surrounded myself with so many go-getters who, you know, they make me scared with how big they dream me.
Yeah.
So I just encourage, don't be scared. Like, dream big. There's like the world is your oyster.
Yeah.
So it's all the cliches, but it's so true, eh?
Yeah.
It is.
Like, you can do it, bro. Just do it. And it's always to give glory back to God.
Yeah.
You know, that's humbled me so much.
Yeah.
That was drilled into me from my parents, from my family, and you know, as I grow older, I feel, you know, I feel that even more and more all the time. But yeah, that's it, man. Dream big, and always give glory back to God.
My guy.
Yes.
Thanks, Uso.
It's a
Wow.
bar.
Fellas, that's another one in the bag.
Yes.
Shout out. Uso Mina, the other guy back there.
Oh, and thanks for having me. Thanks for having me on the podcast.
All good.
Thanks for the invitation. Solid, and I do follow you. You guys always laugh when I-
We're checking this right
Yeah,
now.
say that.
Come back when you're about
Yeah.
to drop your album.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have you back on when the
Yeah.
album drops. So we have to. As always, fam, you find us on all social media platforms. Like, subscribe, share to your friends. But that's another one in the back, boys.
Stay
Thank you
tuned
again.
for the Usos music.
Yeah, I can't wait to see this one, man. Can't wait to hear that one. Ciao, Uso.
Segi.